It's so funny that you say playing the part of a delusional made-up princess. I am a delusional made-up princess.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore.
Tomorrow night, a big swathe of the world media will be showing you the highlights of a brand new episode of South Park, which goes to air middle of the day tomorrow in the US.
It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved her, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal. It does seem perfect, doesn't it?
I want to discuss South Park, and it's the episode everyone's talking about. It went to air overnight in the US. It was an absolute roasting.
Your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Okay, this is wild. Just when the world thought the South Park chaos had finally settled down, whispers from inside the animation studio are telling a completely different story.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorites.
So, do you have any regrets yourself?
Of course. Don't we all? Probably my main regret is, the way that everyone else has acted. That's the thing that's most regrettable, in my opinion.
My question is for Meghan. Meghan, besides holder of briefcase 24 on Deal or No Deal, what do you think your most impactful role was?
And then people kept wanting to get a picture, because I'm on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
So everyone's buzzing, right? And here's the kicker. Rumors aren't just saying this episode is happening. They're claiming it's going absolutely scorched earth. And trust me, we're talking way beyond just Rachel from Suits drama here.
Suits, I also played Meghan.
But here's where it gets absolutely crazy. Insiders are claiming the ending of this thing left even test viewers sitting in total stunned silence.
Now viewers are hoping for another installment poking fun at them, citing the Delivery Ward twerking video posted by the Duchess earlier this month as perfect reference material for creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Seriously, you are not ready for what's next. This is going to be wild.
On social media site X, fans made a call back to respect our privacy line in response to reposts of Meghan's twerking clip.
Let me break this down for you. According to some wild, unverified leaks, a late-stage draft includes a finale so absolutely ruthless that executives were supposedly debating if they should just scrap it entirely. The buzz is insane. Savage jabs at those high-profile interviews, brutal digs at NDA-clad staff, and an ending described as unfiltered and potentially career-cracking. You're probably thinking, what on earth is supposedly in that final scene? And why are insiders claiming even the biggest supporters are bracing for impact? Let's seriously dive into what's been circulating.
I am strong enough that I can thank myself. Thank you, Meghan.
Act like you're having fun. Act like you're having fun.
Okay, and get this. A junior storyboard artist, anonymously chatting on Discord, spilled that the very first table read of this revised finale caused audible gasps. Rumors say Trey Parker himself unveiled a last-minute punchline, twisting a certain tell-the-truth demand into what's now being called a flaming boomerang. Apparently, Parker stood up mid-read, tossed his script, and declared, "We end on the truth, or we don't end at all." Word is, a legal rep was summoned in minutes, lugging a thick file labeled Royal Contingencies. But hold up, Parker and Matt Stone allegedly invoked their creative control clause, basically daring the network to interfere. One attendee even claimed the tension was more intense than that infamous Tom Cruise episode. What's even more insane is the room eventually erupted in laughter after a savage one-liner about a trademarked jam venture. Insiders are convinced Parker and Stone smell Emmy gold whenever controversy hits. And that boomerang gag, rumors say it lands in the final 3 seconds with a thunder crack and a total jaw-drop moment. You have to understand, could this be what has PR teams totally losing sleep? Because here's the kicker. The next leak claims the legal team attempted a stealth edit that was reportedly ripped out in under 6 hours. Hours after that explosive table read, studio hallways were absolutely buzzing about a sequence that cranks the satire to maximum levels. A lighting tech spilling details on Reddit described rumors of a scene where an animated character storms a hospital set wielding a neon pink megaphone. The writer supposedly spliced in rapid-fire flashbacks, totally mocking interview moments. One allegedly shows some kitchen bragging with a Jam brand caption. Another mimics exactly where I'm supposed to be, claims before cutting to staffers racing for exits under an NDA or NATA sign. What's even more insane is unverified Slack leaks suggesting Parker insisted certain interview gags stay because, get this, real satire must quote the source material. Meanwhile, podcast critics are piling on, body language analysts are claiming they've spotted micro-expressions revealing tension, and talk radio hosts are calling clips inauthentic. Rumors say South Park writers totally pounced on these critiques. In the alleged animatic, lips glitch into mechanical smiles while extras chant authenticity like a cult. But then comes the reported kicker. An animated counterpart tries intervening, only to get flattened by a cart stacked with con-solved orchard jars. A sound engineer supposedly layered real glass-shattering audio to hammer home that metaphor. Executives allegedly flagged it as harsh, but Parker just joked it was fact-checked by Instagram stats. With every tweak, sources say the portrayal grows less sympathetic, yet Parker supposedly refuses to soften the blow. So the big question brewing, will network brass demand mercy edits, or will this vision survive intact? But wait until you hear this. Tuesday's alleged closed-door screening for studio interns and friends reportedly detonated the energy even further. Fresh whispers claim the third act twist that tell the truth refrain into a full-on courtroom spoof, where townspeople sue for emotional distress from perpetual rebrands. One attendee says a mock judge pounds the gavel before cutting to a jumbotron, replaying a recently viral clip. Audience members allegedly gasped, then howled when an animated tennis star storms in, rolls her eyes, and mutters something dismissive, supposedly nodding to advice about honesty. Rumors suggest the cameo is technically parody to dodge legal issues, yet the dialogue mirrors real quotes so closely that lawyers flagged risks. What's even more insane is writers allegedly snuck in a streaming logo flash labeled One Season Wonder, while music riffs on a legal drama theme. Critics supposedly wasted no time connecting dots, claiming the show highlights launched then abandoned projects. The rumored montage flashes through podcast series, jam launches, even entrepreneurial hustles mentioned in interviews. One intern allegedly told a fan blog that producers used exact podcast laugh tracks as canned studio laughter. Pure meta. Totally brutal. South Park brass reportedly cheered when focus groups scored pacing at 94%, hilariously savage. But 2 cards read, tone feels meaner than usual, borderline uncomfortable. Insiders claim no formal complaints reached legal yet, but monitoring is allegedly happening after word spread about a book title reference shouted before the climax. One executive supposedly called it the dagger nobody will forget. Whether it survives is the million-dollar question, because if it stays, rumors suggest this could vault into franchise legend or trigger the fiercest pushback since certain TV interviews. And get this, next up are whispers of a musical sting, savagely mocking NDA culture. Sources claiming to have seen contested storyboards say a musical segment opens with an animated character belting show tunes, while waving shredded contracts like fans. Unverified lyrics supposedly riff on interview confessions about being hands-on, with the chorus replying, hands on the pen, sign here again. Every high note allegedly triggers glittery jam jars raining down, splattering lawyers in a jury box. Rumors suggest Parker and Stone even studied body language analyst channels, lifting viral screen captures and stitching them into quick-fire reaction images. Mid-song, the alleged meta joke, Nufka can silence a meme once it's sung on cable, a total swipe at allegedly vaulting daybooks behind legal walls. Momentum allegedly ratchets when an animated interviewer materializes with cue cards trying to offer maybe pivot to purpose, but gets shoved aside with I pivoted yesterday. Test viewers supposedly told podcasters the moment landed like a punch, with the parody interviewer blinking 5 times, mirroring a viral interview clip. Commentary from royal correspondents allegedly reached writers in real time, inspiring a news ticker insert. Correspondent calls this narcissistic karaoke. Rumors say that would mark the fastest critique to animation turnaround in South Park history. Under 10 days, studio whispers claim executives laughed, but circled the bit where an animated spouse checks his phone backstage, muttering about canceled investor calls. Observers see this as a dig at business struggles, especially when a giant sold-out again stamp supposedly slams on screen. One legal consultant allegedly warned the satire might be too inside baseball, but writers countered, the story's been inside baseball since that viral clip. Coming up next, rumors of a faux documentary sequence that allegedly goes even harder, and unverified whispers claim the next act features a gag so specific, insiders suspect someone has intel about alleged daybooks stashed in legal vaults. Freelance artists on encrypted forums describe rumors of a frantic character discovering pink journals piled outside palace gates, embossed with "Tell the Truth" in gold. Opening one supposedly reveals hourly logs of midnight memos, floral demands, and a 3 a.m. directive for beige everything. A sticky note allegedly reads, "Remember tribute post by 3 p.m., supposedly nodding to online breakdowns of lukewarm social media posts. Rumors say a hologram tennis champion floats above, repeating quotes about lies not lasting before smacking books with a racket. Launching them skyward, the hologram allegedly glitches to "Truth Can't Hide Forever," which supposedly had lawyers rereading clauses at dawn. Writers reportedly inserted a QR code on one diary. Early testers scanning it allegedly landed on looping interviewer viewer clips, smiling blankly with great question speech bubbles. Observers claim this scored laughs but triggered emergency meetings with streaming executives worried about business deals. Adding insult, a jam jar supposedly rolls across screen, oozing over diaries while a robotic voice chirps, spreading thin achieved. IG. The jar label allegedly morphs from a branded name to Chi brand soon, before melting into a puddle. Test viewers reportedly gasped when the puddle sprouts two tiny animated children waving price tags, alluding to accusations about potential merchandising. Lights dim, thunder cracks, and the character allegedly yells, "Not the kids," before static hits. And trust me, rumors say what follows makes that outburst look tame, and producers are supposedly bracing for serious backlash. But hold up, when the static clears, rumors say it reveals a courtroom tech stage. A spotlight supposedly hits the avatar, brandishing a megaphone, cueing a holographic impact metrics presentation. But instead of charts, a conveyor belt of ex-staffers allegedly rolls by, clutching shredded daybook calendars. Each wave supposedly speeds the conveyor, firing NDA confetti everywhere. She allegedly declares, "See, nothing to hide," while a counter flashes 100% transparency minus 99%. Multiple sources claim Parker injects a meta cameo, a crudely drawn interviewer trying to explain profits. Each jam mentioned allegedly gets buzzed into a spin, and by the fourth zap, she supposedly melts into literal spread, oozing off stage as tech snarks. Another partnership toasted. Studio leakers say the writers wanted viewers to recall real-world admissions about vetoing decision by committee, casting the meltdown as the logical punchline. Then comes what executives allegedly labeled brutal plus. Lights dim, a giant slot machine supposedly drops, showing streaming icons, talk show silhouettes, and dollar signs. The character yanks the lever, chanting about faith over fear. The slots allegedly land on a crown, a corgi, and a flag. Alarms blare, contract breach. A clerk stamps revoked, and the machine collapses, sending the avatar through a trapdoor labeled heritage brand pending. Test audiences reportedly sat stunned until Parker deadpanned. That's not an ending, that's a beginning, as security supposedly ushered people out. One group of viewers claimed the writers weren't done. They whispered of a post-credit sting so savage it might never air. What could possibly top a trapdoor freefall? Stay tuned, because in the rumored tag, a familiar cartoon royal figure is said to return for one last verdict.